And they were saying you have to impress upon him how imperative that it is that he clear his calendar and get to this. You know, this is George Shultz and Colin Powell and Henry Kissinger. You know, all you guys lean on him to get him there because this is imperative that he get there. So this is not just some kind of partying weekend. This is something where they really have to get him involved. It is not just kind of a relaxing weekend as they like to portray it. Was there anything else that you wanted to cover from the Guccifer release? Has the New York Times talked about anything in terms of which city it might be, or did they mention anything other than a city in Pennsylvania possibly being up for a nuclear attack?
They just mentioned Pennsylvania. Obviously, you would assume that it's Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. Those, as far as I know, are the two biggest cities in Pennsylvania. So, I mean, we'll keep track of it. The other thing on the email that Colin Powell received, it said, quote, lack of exposure suggests that Tony has not yet got his priorities straight.
Exactly.
So they're quite candid. This is not just a suggestion to invite him to a party. This is a very candid and forceful recommendation that Colin Powell put pressure on Tony Blair to attend Bohemian Grove. So these emails have already proven very interesting. And as he said, Guccifer has another stash that he's yet to release. He's using it as a bargaining chip with the U.S. government. So we'll continue to track the story. Wow.
Let's go to this other article that you've got up on Infowars.com today. Dems approve reparations for descendants of blacks victimized by 1898 Wilmington race riot. 116-year-old incident. They want to have white-owned businesses, they say, are still profiting from that. They want them to pay money to black descendants of the victims. Talk about that, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, well, I didn't even know what this incident was until I researched it this morning, but this was an overthrow of the government there in North Carolina, as he said, 116 years ago, during which at least dozens, up to 60 black people were killed by white supremacists from the Democratic Party. Over 1,000 of them were driven out of the area, and Wilmington became a majority white area, having previously been a majority black area. So this is an incident that's, you know, there's a memorial for it. It's a historical incident. It was a massacre. It was what they call an insurrection. But now, after pressure from one resident in particular in Wilmington, the North Carolina Democratic Party introduced this resolution. It's not passed. It's introduced as a resolution, but if taken up, it will be formed into a bill and introduced to the General Assembly for debate. So it could be a piece of legislation soon. And as he said, it basically says that black people in Wilmington who are descendants of individuals killed during that insurrection should receive compensation or reparations as a result of an incident which happened 116 years ago.
Yeah.
Which the business owners there now have absolutely nothing to do with, whether they're white or black.
That's
right. Obviously, the taxpayers would be the ones paying for it.
This is political grandstanding by the North Carolina Democrat Party. There's absolutely no chance that this is going to get passed through the legislature, and it shouldn't get passed through the legislature. As you just said, this is something that nobody alive is responsible for, or should have to be taxed for, or should have to be should have to pay for this. It's interesting, Paul, that in North Carolina, of course, there's been a lot of talk going back to the 2012 elections about how many people they have on the voter registration rolls there that are over 100. I mean, there's several thousand people that they have over the age of 100 still on their voter registration rolls because they don't ever purge them, which opens the door to fraud. And, of course, they've got a lot of 112-year-olds. So I guess maybe they're looking at the voter registration rolls and thinking that maybe there's some of these guys still alive. But I don't think in reality that's the case. I think really, Paul, what's behind this is that they want to try to show themselves. They want to play the race card because they really don't have anything else left. They've been a total failure in their policies there, and they have just betrayed their base there, blue-collar workers, minorities, people at the low end of the scale who've always been the reliable base of the Democrat Party throughout my lifetime. Those people have really been betrayed by Obama's amnesty decree, and I think they're just trying to get those people back into the fold, show them that they still care about them, playing the race card. We got to go to commercial break, Paul, but we're going to be right back with Paul Joseph Watson from the UK. Stay with us.
Newsflash, home invasions are on the rise. It takes less than 10 seconds to kick in a door. 10 seconds is not enough time to protect your family. And what would happen if you're not home? Easy Armor is the ultimate security solution. 85% of break-ins are through a door. Protect your home now with Easy Armor. Go to InvasionStopper.com to get real security for under $70. That's InvasionStopper.com. Easy Armor. Your security is our only business.
Digestive health is key to wellness, and Pro-EM1 is the key to digestive health. Pro-EM1 is a daily liquid probiotic that improves food absorption and supports weight loss by removing toxins from your system. Recommended by doctors, Pro-EM1 is 100% natural, organic, non-GMO, wheat, soy, gluten, and dairy-free. Call us today at 888-611-8025 or visit ProEM1.com to save over $25 on your order. That's 888-611-8025 or PROEM1.com.
The lining of your lungs is supposed to be protected with glutathione to neutralize incoming irritants. In the absence of enough glutathione, your lungs are more prone to irritation. Listen to the real-world results of one man using a powerful glutathione-supporting food.
Hi, my name is Bill O'Brien. I generally suffer through an asthmatic breathing type situation. My breathing is shallow and generally constricted in the nose and lungs. After consuming One World Whey today, I have tremendous energy and also notice my breathing is free. I can feel the air in my left nostril and it is free all the way to my abdomen, which is pretty remarkable because I rarely get that feeling. Being a singer, I love feeling this unrestricted voice. The only thing new I've actually added to my routine is One World Whey. Wow.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld, WHEY.com.
Hi, folks. Alex Jones here with some important information. I want to tell you about Matt Redhawk and his team of patriots over at My Patriot Supply. Several years ago, Matt was sitting in his two-bedroom apartment, frustrated with the direction this country was headed and the charlatans willing to sell us out for a quick buck. Deciding to take action, a company run by patriots for patriots was born. My Patriot Supply has never taken a loan or accepted outside funding. They now operate 2 distribution facilities and employ over 50 hardworking American men and women. It is rare to find companies who practice what they preach. And that's why I stock my pantry with high-quality storable foods from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Alex today for special offers on emergency food storage or call their preparedness specialist at 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Do business with someone who shares your values. mypatriotsupply.com/Alex.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Paul Joseph Watson live with David Knight on the Alex Jones Show, and we've just got Silver Bullet, colloidal silver, back in stock. Could run out very soon. It could take at least 6 more weeks to get more in. This is something I often read about on the emails on Infowars.com. People raving about the effects of colloidal silver. Silver Bullet available at InfoWarsLife.com. Vital supplement for maintaining a healthy lifestyle. There's never been a more important time to have this powerful and clean form of colloidal silver within reach for you and your family. It's Silver Bullet colloidal silver available at InfoWarsLife.com. David Knight.
Hey, Paul, yes, I wanted to get your take. I talked about this earlier in the last hour. We have this breaking pedophile scandal that's in Great Britain involving MPs, Westminster. And I wanted to get your take on this. We talked about it briefly last week, and as this gradually unfolds, I think we're now 30 years away from when this was happening. I think some people have died, some people are getting fairly old, and they want to kind of clear the air here, I think, clear their consciences. So now this is starting to come out. There was an article that was referenced as part of this reporting going back to February of this year on The Guardian, talking about lobbying by a pedophile campaign, a group called the Pedophile Information Exchange. They say that when people called that hotline for the Pedophile Information Exchange, the phone rang inside the Home Office. Tell us what the Home Office is there in the UK.
The Home Office is basically the section of government that deals with domestic issues related to corruption and criminal investigations within the United Kingdom, as well as immigration matters. But this is shocking. I mean, we have stories about MPs in Britain. This is back in the 80s, and you can bet that some of this is still going on now.
Oh, yeah.
They were caught, basically, other MPs reported on them abducting children, taking them to these houses, raping them, strangling them. And in 3 cases, according to one eyewitness, they killed these boys. So absolutely sickening. But the key point about it, as you just alluded to, is the Metropolitan Police, who took statements at the time from witnesses, who took the information from the other MPs who were reporting this, said that the group involved in abusing and killing these young boys was too powerful to bring to justice, and that they couldn't investigate the pedophiles in Westminster, in government, abducting these children, sexually abusing them, and then in some cases killing them. Then on top of that, the newspapers, the media outlets that were set to report on this back in the 80s received D notices from the government, which means in the UK an order directly from the government not to report on this paedophile scandal, because in their words it would harm national security.
Yeah.
And then even information about the D notices themselves were ordered destroyed, or were destroyed by accident by MI5 and MI6, British intelligence. So the very information about the D notice itself was later destroyed. So this is an obvious cover-up. A link has now emerged to Jimmy Savile, the infamous entertainer and paedophile who abused hundreds of children, who himself is firmly tied in with the British establishment, or was before his death. So this only gets more sickening. It's the Westminster paedophile network, which is now being exposed. But again, every time they have an investigation into this, the head of it is always part of the establishment, and it goes nowhere, just as it did back in the 80s when police said that they couldn't investigate the group because it was too powerful to bring to justice.
Yeah, you're talking about the Seville situation. They've got pictures of him up here for people who don't know what this guy looks like or who he is. Of course, people here in this country don't know him very well, but they shut that down 3 different times. Higher ups at Scotland Yard shut down investigations. It surfaced when this, I think his case came out, what was it, year and a half, 2 years ago. There had been a lot of talk about that. A lot of people had mentioned that. David Icke had talked about it, but it really broke in earnest. They had the BBC, some people at the BBC did a documentary about that after he died, and that was shut down by the people at the top of the BBC. So you see the people at the top of their media, the BBC, you see people at the top of Scotland Yard shutting it down as people who were lower in the pecking order see this and want to go public with it. They're shut down, and that's the case that we see happening in so many places. We've seen that happen in the U.S., and of course there's been multiple cases of that have been exposed, that have come out, and yet nothing ever happens in the U.S. or in the U.K. Well, they never bring these people to justice.
The Dutroux case in Belgium. As soon as links emerged to top judges, celebrities, politicians, the case got completely shut down. In every single country where these elite paedophile networks emerge, and it always leads to the elite, to bankers, judges, politicians, celebrities that are linked in with the establishment.
Absolutely.
The case gets shut down every time.
Well, we're out of time, Paul. Thank you for joining us. Paul Joseph Watson from the UK. We're going to take your calls at 800-259-9231. Tell us what you think.